Hi all, welcome to Law of People's channel. Today we will deliberate on the farmers' agitation happening around Delhi. We know that 3 acts have been enacted with the Parliament of late. The first act is the Farmers' Produce, Trade and Commerce Promotion and Facilitation Act. The second one, the Farmers' Empowerment and Protection Agreement on Price Assurance and Farm Services Act. And third was an amendment, that is the amendment to the Essential Commodities Act, that is ECA of 1955. And we also have already an existing law, that is Agricultural Produce Market Committee, that is APMC Act of 1964. So this APMC Act, to be precise, is known as Mandi system in this country. More than 17 states in this country has either abolished or effected major changes to the above APMC Act. So this APMC Act, or known as Mandi Act, operates in such a way that the farmers will sell their product to the mandis, and these mandis in turn sell it to either Government of India through FCI or to other agencies. So for procuring this produce from the farmers, mandis collect mandi tax. The mandi tax for basmati rice in Punjab is around 6%. Haryana is 4%, UP 2%, Rajasthan 1.6% and Delhi around 1%. Punjab and Haryana are the only 2 states where procurement continues wholly routed via APMC mandis. See, the thing is that Punjab levies an aggregate tax of 8.5% of MSP at which FCA and other agencies buy grains. This includes 3% market fee, 3% rural development cess and 2.5% Arthya or Arhatya commission, that is brokerage. MSP, as we know, is the minimum support price declared by the government. That is the minimum price the government will be paying for procuring these produce from the farmers. So from this MSP, the FCA has to pay another 8.5% to procure these products. In the year 2019, the Arthya Commission earned was around 1,611 crores. That is the brokerage. It's a huge volume. And that is the precise reason why we find these mandis are controlled by political parties or very wealthy and rich businessmen. They have a high stake in this system. By the new enactment, all these taxes will be given a go. Thus, the farmers will get more benefit. But the loser is the intermediaries, the people who manage mandis, that is the politicians as well as the rich people who work as intermediaries. The present scenario is that the farmers can sell their produce only in the designated mandis. When they bring, for example, tomato, a farmer is bringing 1 truckload of tomato to the mandi. What happens? All the agents there will cartelize and they will fix a price. This farmer cannot take back his produce because this is highly perishable in nature. He needs to sell this. And he is compelled to sell this produce at what all rate being told by this mandis. So the farmer doesn't earn much in India. The consumer pays quite high for the produce he is consuming. Why this disparity is that in between, this intermediaries makes a lot of money. So this is known as farm to fork. That is from the farmers to the end users. Usually in developed countries, the farm to fork difference is around 10%. In somewhat underdeveloped countries, it is around 20 to 25% maximum. But in India, this variation is to the tune up to 80 to 90% farm to fork difference. That is, neither the farmers are getting money, while the end users or the consumers have to pay through their nose. The beneficiaries are the intermediaries. So when this system is changed, the farmers will benefit. They will be able to sell their produce anywhere in the country or even outside the country, where they will get a better price. They can even sell at the mandis. The mandis will not be abolished. If mandis are offering them a better price, they can sell at the mandis. And another attraction of this bill is, even before the farmer starts farming, the facilitator will come to them and they will tell him that he will buy the entire produce he is going to make that particular season for a particular amount. He can enter into a contract, so that the farmer knows at what rate he can sell the produce. So he knows how much to produce, because the agreement very clearly says the entire produce he will buy. So the farmer can be comfortable. And moreover, if something happens to the crop, there will be insurance also. So in that way, the farmer is safe. And even for the violation a farmer makes, his agricultural land cannot be proceeded under any act, including this amended act. This will stay with the farmer. And moreover, by already knowing what is the price he is going to get, he will know how much money he should spend on fertilizers, pesticides, so on and so forth. So it's really a game changer for the farmer. He is no more tied to the mandi, where exorbitant levies are being levied. And Punjab and Haryana are the only two states where procurement continues wholly routed via APMC mandis. Due to the high taxes by these two states, there is inflation in the centre's food subsidy outgo. Punjab levies an aggregate of 8.5% of MSP, I already told, while pan-India average of levies is around 6% of the MSP. During financial year 2019-2020, out of total 8,600 crore collected as mandi tax across India, share of Punjab and Haryana was around 2,600 crore, that is around 30%. Punjab 1,750 crore and Haryana 850 crore. That is 30% of the mandi tax collected across India is collected by Punjab and Haryana alone. That is 1/3 of the share almost. So that is why we find this agitation is mainly confined to Punjab and Haryana. Again, as of June 2020, FCI has a buffer stock of 860.60 lakh tons of food grains, and the procurement made during the season is yet to reach the godown. And during 2019-2020 for procuring paddy and wheat, FCI and other procurement agencies spent a whooping 7,600 crore just as mandi tax and RTI commission. So we will see that the commission made by the state as well as RTIs, that is the intermediaries, are quite huge. So when this system is abolished, they are the real losers, not the farmers. Farmers are going to be more benefited. But the farmers are still in the agitational mode only. And I have already told that the buffer stock of FCI is around 816.60 lakh tons. And an average of 55 lakh tons are required monthly under NFSA, that is National Food Safety Act and other schemes. So just imagine the quantum of stock FCI is maintaining vis-a-vis monthly requirement. E-National Agriculture Market, also known as E-NAM, connects all over the country via e-commerce, and already 1,000 mandis have joined this project. As per the new enactment of APMC, mandis will not be closed, but only new players are allowed to come in. Thus, the farmers will have more choice. They need not have to sell it only to the mandi. For example, if a farmer is living somewhere near Delhi border and if his mandi is located in somewhere in Rohtak in Haryana, presently he is compelled to sell only at the designated mandi at Rohtak. When this act comes into effect, he can sell it at Delhi also or anywhere in any part of the country. In Delhi, maybe the price is almost double than that in Rohtak. But in the present scenario, the farmer cannot sell it outside Rohtak. So this explains the situation of farmers. They are the beneficiaries. They will be the beneficiaries by this new act. But as I told you, since traders cartelize, they also give advance to these farmers for buying pesticides, fertilizers, etc. And due to the money already advanced, the farmers are under a moral obligation to sell only to these agents. Thus, the farmers have fallen into a big trap. And we have seen how much mandi tax is being collected and arthia tax. So this is a lucrative area for the politicians as well as rich businessmen. Because not only by way of arthia tax, they can also sell the produce at a much higher rate, and they can also keep the stocks elsewhere and create artificial shortage and then release their stocks and make windfall profit. All these are being done by the middlemen now. So all this will go. We have seen the entire Europe has joined to become European Union. But in our country, the farmers are not allowed to sell their produce outside their mandi. See the plight of the farmers in this country. There is huge politics behind this agitation. That is actually farmers are being misled. As I told you, the cartel of big businessmen as well as the politicians are behind this agitation. They are told that once this act comes, MS will be done away with, mandis will be closed. But the agricultural minister of this country has told that I can give it to you in writing that MSP will continue and the mandis also will continue. And they are open for discussion with the farmers. But farmers are stubborn. They say that you need to repeal all the three acts. There is no question of amendment. You just repeal everything, then we will come for talks. Whether it is an individual or an organization, they cannot keep the government or the people for a ransom. It's not proper. The Congress is now seen as the champions of the farmers. Captain Amarinder Singh, the Punjab Chief Minister, is crying for the farmers. See, during the 2019 general elections, the Congress manifesto, election manifesto, stated two things regarding this. First was, we will make amendments in APMC Act in such a way that restrictions in trading of agricultural commodities within the country and country to country are removed. Second thing was that in large villages and small towns, we will set up new agricultural markets where farmers can sell their produce without any restrictions. See, these were the two things which is there in the election manifesto of Congress. Now, when this is being implemented, Congress is creating a big noise. This clearly reflects the duplicity of Congress. Already they are in a tailspin going down the drains. Rudderless. Now they are against their own election manifesto. It would have served well for Captain Amarinder Singh to read their election manifesto of 2019. And we also know that Shiromani Akali Dal Minister of the Centre, Harsimrat Kaur, resigned from the Union Cabinet subsequent to the passing of these bills. Harsimrat Kaur sought an appointment with the Prime Minister. She was granted. She went to meet the PM. On meeting the PM, she said, I have come with my resignation letter. It was actually a strategy to pressurize the central government. That is, if you don't amend the bills, we will resign. But unfortunately, the PM accepted the resignation letter and said, Namaste. They were left with no options. Already the Badal family is earning huge income from these mandis. So this enactment is going to cut at their roots. So it is a question of now or never for the Akali Dal.